Y'all looking for me? Y'all looking for me? Well, here I is. Hey. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Here I is. Here I go. Here I be. I'm about to do the show like 1, 2, 3. I got a freestyle even though I can't. I'm about to talk about some shit, but I ain't gonna tell a lie or tell some mistruths. I'm gonna kick this shit the way that I'm supposed to. I ain't talking for no likes or for no clicks. I'm just talking about some real life shit. So here I go, sit down and watch what I'm saying. And if you disagree, don't even trip, cause I'm gonna let you call in and I'm losing my flow. But I'm about to do some other shit, don't you know? I'm back, I got my flow once again. Now I'm about to talk about this. I don't know what else. God damn, I fucked it up. Hey man, here I is. I ain't got my lights on. Let me turn my lights on. Y'all know a nigga need his lights. Yes, yes indeed. I'm of a chocolate hue. I'm of the people of the sun. Nigga gotta have these lights on. Where the hell my lights at? There we go. And at the 10th hour and the 10th minute, Brian said, let there be light. Bam! There it is. Here I is. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? You know what? I ain't sang in a while. I just realized that on tonight when I was setting up the show, I said, it's been a while since I done broke out into a song. And I said to myself, well, what can I sing? I said, I don't know. I can't do like no whole song. But he said, Silk the Shocker. I don't know. But then it hit me. It came down on me like a ton of bricks. And I said, yes, this is the song that I'm going to sing. Do the people want to hear the song? That's all I need to know. Do the people want to hear the song? Don't you know no good? Do the people want to hear the song? If the people want to hear the song, then say the people want to hear the song. I got to see in the chat that the people want to hear the song. Let's do this. Fair East Side, Fair East Side, by thy side we'll stand and always praise thy name, praise thy name, praise thy name to heaven, yeah. Lend our hearts and hands to help increase thy fame. Oh Lord, the honor, yeah, of old Eastside High brings forth our loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. So cheer for dear old Eastside High, lead on to victory. All aboard, the Eastside High. All aboard, the Eastside High. All aboard, the Eastside High. Woo! Hit them niggas with that lean on me on tonight. What you know about it? What you know about it? I know y'all wasn't thinking about that. You're like, what the hell this nigga gonna say? Nigga, I came with it. What up with it, Leslie? What's happening, Captain? All right, y'all. Let's do this. I am excited to be here on tonight. And because of that, I got to give him a shout out. Shout out to the first person in the chat, my man, Tim Zoller. I think that's what it is, Zoller. Ronald Hot Boy, Smitty, my cuz Wesley T, lay your boy, Bruce Taylor, Scarlet Twin for Team Banks, Big Mo. What up, bro? What up? Shout out to Big Mo out there. Thank you for your service, brother. Love you. Good police. Good police. Yeah. Peace and love. What up, Lisa? What up? Who else up in here? My brother Leslie Rollins. Boy, we go way back. Hope you and the fam good, broski. Greg Phillips, what it do? CJ Gunn, the most faithfulest moderator in YouTube. What's up with you? BR, he said, I'm glad she expressed many people's sentiments today. Time to draw some lines in the sand amongst our ethnic group. All right, I hear you. Let's get into that. Jason B, what up, what up, what up? And I think that's it. Kevin Hutton, what up with you? And Tasha Tinkerbell, it was still good. All right. John Nada, M on it, Soki One, G Friend, Darius Hamilton. Hey, man, there's so many people here on tonight. Cash McKinney, Sylvester M, what up, bro? Smitty, and Blue C6L. That sounds like some shit you spray on your car or something. You know them commercials, them infomercials you see at night? This old car has been sitting in a junkyard for 18 years. Look at the dull paint job, but with a little bit of Blue C6L, spray it on, wipe it off, and that shine is restored to a showroom finish. You can get 8 cans of Blue C6L for just $39.95 or 4 installments of $39.99. Darius Hamilton, what's good? I ain't shit, I know it. All right, y'all. This is my favorite part of the show. Y'all know what it is. This is where I sip and listen.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107.
That's right. This lemonade makes me want to serenade that lemonade. You know you got a good drink when you singing to it. You know how when you sing to your drink, you know your drink is good. Lemonade, a serenade for you, lemonade. Yeah. All right, I'll get to that later. Okay, guys. So, Candace Owens. Now, I already had, you see the pinky be cut, my man be cut, you see the pinky. I'm refined. See, I get this from my Uncle Kevin, rest in peace, Uncle Kevin. He told me that I'm refined. When you see the pinky up, that means you're refined. See, I'm just not no old cooth. I'm just not sitting here drinking a cup. You know, some of y'all niggas drink out the cups like this. You see a nigga drinking out of a cup like this? Stay the fuck away from that nigga. Something wrong with him. That nigga ain't had much. A nigga drinking from a glass like this, like, Oh yeah, this is good, dog. This is good. That nigga been in an internment camp or some shit. Like, he grew up around heathens. But when you're refined, you hold the glass up like that and you cock that pinky up. There it is. All right. Hey. All right, y'all. So, Candace Owens. I'm having some fun tonight, y'all. Candace Owens. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. I just don't. I have racked my brain ever since, and I still have a video to do about the dog walking park dude. And this is the reason really why I said I got to do both of these damn videos. Because here's what the impression that I'm getting. First few times I ever heard her speak, I like the fact that she stuck to truth, she stuck to the facts, and she had a logical approach to the things that she was saying. And she also was just really trying to hold niggas accountable and responsible for the shit they do, which is another reason why I liked her. I listened to her, and I'd hear certain things that I didn't necessarily agree with because everybody, and hear this, I wish everybody could understand this. You don't necessarily agree with everybody all the time. That is, it's okay for you as a human to not agree with everybody all the time. Even the people you don't like or the people you do like, you don't have to agree all the time. So there were certain things that I would hear and I'd be like, nah, I don't really like what she's saying there. well, no, I do like what she said there, but I didn't like that. So it was kind of like a give and take type of thing. I give her some points for certain shit she said, and I take a few points away. And I would just continuously hear her and click on things and listen to her and be like, damn, she really seems like she's, kind of know what she's talking about and kind of going in a certain way, but then she'll just say some shit that's way left. And I didn't know why. Then I saw the video about the dog walking, the dude with the dog in the park. I didn't like what she said there. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a video, but all this other shit happened. Loose niggas started rioting, loose niggas started taking over shit, and they just took to the streets. Then she did this. And when I heard this today, I was like, oh, okay. So now I see what she doing. I just don't like what the fuck she doing now. That's what this video here led me to that. So I didn't want to do the dog in the park video first because I had so much feeling and emotion from this one, it would have spilled over into that one. So I said, no, in all fairness, let me get the hottest pot off the stove first. Then I'll go to the cooler pot and stir that one up later. That's what I decided to do. So then this is pretty much where I'm at today. And I guess my biggest problem with this, and I'm probably going to say this a few times tonight, there are things that we don't have to say and we don't have to talk about, even if they're true, because they don't necessarily hold weight or hold value in the matter at hand or the main idea or the point. All right. What do you mean by that? Case in point. And I thought of this comparison and I said, yes, this fits. Take Emmett Till. Everybody remember Emmett Till? If you don't, you need your ass whooped and you need to Google it. But you take Emmett Till. What happened to Emmett Till, in spite of a white bitch lying, okay? In spite of what people suspected that he might have done, what happened to Emmett Till should never happen to a human being, let alone a child. To say that Emmett Till, and this is the comparison that I'm making to what she did, to say that Emmett Till was a thief, was a thief, had no bearing on what happened to him. To say Emmett Till was a gangbanger would have no bearing on what happened to him. To say that Emmett Till was a drive-by shooter, if he wasn't drive-by shooting at that point in time, then please don't show me that at this point in time. And I think that she just, from what I saw about it and what I could gather from it, unless she comes up with some other explanation as to why she did this video this way and why she said what she said, the way she said it, it seems as though as she was actually serving someone else's agenda. It seems as though as somebody like kind of nudged her and said, hey, why don't you talk about this and kind of bring this stuff up? That's the only thing that I can see, because what she brought up had no bearing. And for her to say she's disowning or not supporting George Floyd is not what needs to be addressed. George Floyd as a human being is not what we're talking about here. What the fuck happened to George Floyd is the problem. I don't understand why she's talking about his past, what he used to do, where he used to go, every place he done been since he was 6, looking at his total history. All of that shit had no bearing on what happened to him. What was done to George Floyd is the problem, not who the fuck George Floyd was. It just didn't. And that was my biggest part of this. I was just like, man, this is really just coming out of left field, and what she's talking about really has no bearing. It's like you're pleading a case and you're making a statement. He's not a martyr. He's not a hero. I don't think that this was set up for him to be either. Emmett Till wasn't a hero. Emmett Till wasn't a martyr. Emmett Till was a fucking victim. George Floyd was a fucking victim. And I'm so sick and tired at the first possible moment, especially when it comes to black people, it really pisses me off even more that we want to talk about shit that has nothing to do with what actually happened to that person, because he's a victim. Now, here's my other side to that. How I'm saying, why I'm saying what I'm saying. Centoya Brown killed a motherfucker. Yes, I keep harping on this bitch. Centoya Brown killed a motherfucking man in cold blood, blew his fucking brains out, and then robbed his ass. Don't nobody talk about that because they say she's a victim. She was sex trafficked. She had a pimp named Slickback. She didn't know what she was doing. How the fuck you don't know what you're doing when you carrying a 40 caliber pistol and you put it to a motherfucker's head while he's sleeping and pull the trigger? There is no threat. You killed a man in cold fucking blood and then robbed him. But she's still a victim. And all I'm asking is, how come George Floyd can't be a victim? That's it. We don't need you to make him a hero. We don't need you to make him a martyr. What George Floyd did wasn't heroic. The man died. His life was taken from him. That's the problem. That's what people should be protesting for. Fuck robbing Nike and all the looting and bullshit that's going on. That's a whole nother discussion. But the problem and the thing that the main idea of the story, if you will, is what happened to him. Not how you feel about his past, not what was in his toxicology report. That shit has no bearing whatsoever as to what happened to him. What happened to him, who he was as a person, what he did in his life, what he has been convicted of as a criminal, that has no effect and no bearing as to what happened to him. Plain and simple. And why she felt she needed to point that shit out, it reminded me of the same fuck shit that what's that football face bitch, the one that said something about Kobe, Gayle King. It reminds me of the same vibe. I don't think she did necessarily what he did, but it gave me the same vibe. Like, why are you talking about some shit that's not even important? The man died in a fucking helicopter crash, and his daughter died in a helicopter crash with him. 8 other motherfuckers died in, or 7 other people died in a helicopter crash, and you want to talk about some shit that happened 20 years ago? For what? You didn't talk to him about it in his face? Why are you talking about it now? And this is the same thing here. If George Floyd was a woman, would not damn motherfucker out here be talking about his toxicology report? Would damn motherfucker be talking about the fact that he's a former criminal? Nobody would. Everybody would just be shaking their head, donating to a to a GoFundMe, and coming together in the name of this lady who got killed by this evil police officer. How come we don't afford the same thing to a man? I don't get it. We want to pick that nigga apart, though. Let's do this. Yep, wrong one. There we go.
I have decided to do this video. It has been weighing very heavily on my heart and on my mind as well. And it was something that I wanted to say early on, but there were so many emotions and so much pressure for me to go with the popular opinion.
And I will say this. I will say this in just me being who I am. I do appreciate the fact that she is well-spoken. She knows how to articulate, and she can speak and express a complete thought without a bunch of and you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm talking about? Bruh, hey, bruh. She does know how to speak, and I do appreciate that. So I'm gonna give her kudos on that, because I ain't seeing her talking no sideways bullshit as of yet. She don't necessarily have a football face. No. It's more of like a light bulb. But that's not important. Let's go ahead.
And sometimes it can be difficult when there are just so many external pressures to say what you believe. And this was an instance where I felt like my silence would have been better in the beginning. But the more that I think about it, I realize that we are being sold a lot of lies, and at the detriment to the Black community, at the detriment to the white community, and at the detriment to America as a whole. So I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. I'm going to explain why, and I hope that some of you guys will understand where I'm coming from.
Now, I'm going to say this. I don't see where he's been painted as a martyr and as a hero. I don't see that. I mean, like you can, because he didn't do anything, but his life was taken from him. So he didn't willingly die. He didn't, willingly go against something. His intention was not to do this. So that wouldn't make him a martyr. That would not make him a hero. He had no intentions of this happening. So I don't know if the media is painting that. I haven't seen it, but I don't know why that would be. So it's like, to say that, I guess that's a little weird to me. But I mean, because like when you're talking about like a martyr or a hero, you would say something like Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks said, "I'm tired and I ain't getting the fuck up today, Mr. Charlie." And that was, and shit went on from there. She knew she was gonna get thrown off the bus. She knew she was gonna get taken to jail. She knew that shit. So it was like she understood what she was doing and why she was doing it. She was tired. She come here to work. Her son got shot, and she just wasn't getting up on that day. So that was different. That there were things that led her to do what she did, and that's why you can call her a hero and all that other shit you want to call her. But that's what that was. I don't think that this was appropriate to even say that. And if the media is saying it, it's bullshit.
Spent a considerable amount of time reading a lot of Black authors that I think are some of the most brilliant Black Americans breathing. Walter Williams, Shelby Steele, Thomas Sowell, and I recently came across something that was an idea that was planted into my head by Shelby Steele, and it has been something that I cannot forget. It is something that will stick with me for the rest of my life. And it is something that I hope for the Black Americans that are watching will stick with you for the rest of your life. Shelby Steele said that the Black community is unique from other communities. Our culture is unique from other communities because we are the only community that caters to the bottom denominator of our society. Now, let me explain what that means. It means to say that not every Black American is a criminal, not every Black American is committing crimes, but we are unique in that we are the only people that fight and scream and demand support and justice for the people in our community that are up to no good. You would be hard pressed to find, a Jewish person who has spent 5 stints in prison, who commits a crime and dies while committing a crime, and that the Jewish people champion and demand justice for. You will be hard-pressed to find this in white America. You'll be hard-pressed to find this even in Latino America. If there is a person that is spent multiple times in prison, you are not going to see a bunch of Latinos coming out demanding justice for this person, even if, and I want to be very clear, what I'm saying is not any defense for Derek Chauvin. I hope Derek Chauvin gets the justice that he deserves to be, implemented upon him, and that the family of George Floyd deserves justice for the way that he died. But
now, see, and here's my thing with this. It's like, I don't like the way that people are saying that I hope that the family gets justice, and I hope that, the system gives Derek Chauvin justice. Call that shit what it is. Derek Chauvin needs to go to jail. He lost his job, but this motherfucker needs to go to jail for murder too. Plain and simple. That's it. Whatever that sentence is, if it's 25 with an L, or if it's 25 years, 20 years, whatever that is, he needs to go to jail. So it's like, I don't understand why she's afraid to say that. I mean, you're kind of like, oh, well, I hope he, that the justice system takes care of him adequately. And I hope that he gets, the due process that he should as an American. And then he should go to jail. But you just, on the other hand, was just saying, I am not in support of George. He is not a martyr. He is not a hero. It's like you can break that shit down and tick and tie everything you want to this motherfucker. But when you're talking about Derek Chauvin, you're kind of like acting like you a fucking lawyer. And you don't want to you don't want to say anything that's going to be possibly used against you later in a court of law. It's like, say what the hell you mean. If you think the motherfucker should be put under the jail, so be it. If we had a firing squad as a penalty for the court system, I'd recommend it. If they could bring the electric chair to this man's front porch and plug it up and fry his ass like a chicken right then and there, I would say let's do it. That's it. There is no, well, it's kind of, this is not, and this is the thing about George Floyd. It's not that he's being propped up as this icon, which I don't believe. I believe that he is an example of what has happened and what should never happen to not just a black person, but to any human being. This is a thing of humanity more so than just, oh man, black people, because I don't see this happening to black folks all the time. When's the last time you seen a black person killed with a motherfucker got his knee on his neck? That's not something you see all the time. So it's like what we're talking about and what we're trying to bring, I guess, awareness about, or what we're trying to protest against, is that fuck shit that happened to George Floyd by Derek Chauvin and his 3 other fucking asshole police officers, that should never happen again. I don't give a damn if you black, white, Asian, purple, green, whatever. That's the main idea. The fact that it did happen to a black person should be what black people are more concerned about, because that's us. But on a global perspective, it's the thing that was done to him that should not have been done. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
I also am not going to accept the narrative that this is the best the black community has to offer. For whatever reason, it has become fashionable over the last 5 or 6 years for us to turn criminals into heroes overnight.
And I hated the fact that she said that. Criminals into heroes. We don't turn him into a hero. Whatever, you can't stop what the media is doing. The media is doing whatever it takes to keep their likes up, to keep their people engaged, to keep people in tune, to keep people watching. And the fact that you disagree with that, that's fine. But to say I'm not supporting this what happened to this dude because I feel like he a criminal, which is what you're implying. You keep saying, and she gonna say it a few times, well, what happened to him was wrong and it shouldn't happen. No. What happened to him is what's wrong and is the fucking focus and the problem. His criminal history has nothing to do with what the fuck he did. Or what was done to him, I should say. No bearing.
And it is something that I find to be despicable, and it is something that I refuse to stand by any longer, and I am not going to play a part in it, no matter how much pressure comes from black liberals and black conservatives as some token of people wanting you to believe that this is the only way you can be black, is you have to say this was wrong, and that this,
and here's my thing. Again, this is not a black thing, this is a human thing. Black folks, we should be upset because it's black. It's just like if something happened, if this same exact thing happened to a Jewish person, we should all be mad. We should all be upset, but Jews should take it a little bit harder because it's one of them. Plain and simple. It's like you don't have to, it's like because what she's saying and what she's implying is that, oh, if some fuck shit happens to you and you a criminal, well, that's just how shit goes. No. The only time you gonna be a hero or be a martyr is you gotta have a squeaky clean record for some shit, and then if some fuck shit happen to you, then we'll call you a hero. So, bitch, I gotta die with a clean record and a clean pass? No blemishes in order for you to support me being fucking killed? No way. Now, do I feel sorry for the gangbangers that's out in the streets shooting each other and they dying? No, because they're playing a game And that game that they're playing, death is one of the motherfucking prizes. However, I'm still concerned about the level of violence that is happening to them. I don't want none of these stupid motherfuckers to die because they're dying for something that's stupid. And there was in no shape, form, or fashion would I ever say that motherfucking Boo and Lil Ray Ray and Lil Nuck Nuck that's dying on the street, that their deaths don't matter. Are they dying for something stupid? Absolutely. Are they doing stupid shit? Hell yeah. But their death still matters. And the fact that you talking against this shit, even though you ain't saying it, you're implying it. And that's what I really don't like about it.
This person was amazing. I won't do that. George Floyd was not an amazing person. And as soon as this video hit the internet,
George Floyd was not an amazing person. How do you know? First of all, don't nobody know George Floyd. The only people who know George Floyd are his friends and family. What we know of George Floyd is what we can see from his criminal history. That's it. So why do we feel the need to say, well, he was this, he wasn't a great person? How the fuck do you know that? You don't. And not to say that it matters. Just because you're an awesome person, or if you're not an awesome person, essentially, then if you die, so what? Hey, such and such got killed 2 days ago. Well, were they awesome people? Well, I really don't know. Okay, well, then I'm not supporting them. 2 ladies got killed. 2 19-year-old girls got shot over the weekend in Chicago. Dead. Should I be concerned if they were awesome people or not? Or should I be concerned like, goddamn, these 2 motherfuckers were innocent bystanders, and they got killed. The fuck? It shouldn't matter if the motherfuckers were awesome people or not. And why would you even bring that up? That's not important. Death is death.
I did just basic searches. Everyone jumped on it and was looking at the police officer, and everyone agrees that the police officer was wrong, and the police officer has been arrested. So that is not the reason I'm not discussing that, is because that is not something that has been misconstrued in the media. He has been turned into the devil that he is, and there is no reason for us to harp on that any longer, because white Americans are not uplifting Derek Chauvin as a victim or pretending that he's an amazing human being.
So then by what you're saying, then why are you talking about George Floyd then? Why are you if you feel that way about Derek Chauvin, because she ain't done a motherfucking video about Derek Chauvin. So you feel as though whatever's going on with him is what's going on with him, has no bearing on what you're talking. So why would you talk about George Floyd? Because George Floyd has no bearing on what you're doing. It has no, the police are handling the case. So therefore, why are you concerned about it? If that's your whole reason behind this shit. Because the way that it sounds and what you're implying, it's literally like you just coming in to throw shade on this nigga. Like you want to shade, well, let me make him not look as pristine and as innocent as he was. He is innocent. Whatever the fuck he did, whatever the fuck would happen to him, once those cuffs got put on him and he was laying on the ground, didn't shit else need to happen to him. And it did. He got murdered. He died a slow and painful death. Slow and painful death. And that's bullshit to try to minimize that.
But George Floyd is being uplifted as an amazing human being. For those of you who have not yet seen the clips and did not pursue or wait for more clips to come out, first and foremost, George Floyd at the time of his arrest was high on fentanyl and he was high on methamphetamine. This came back in both of his
What difference does that make? I'm sorry. Here it is. So if you do meth or if you do fentanyl, then you deserve to be thrown to the ground by police and you deserve to have a knee pressed on your neck until you die a death by suffocation on the ground. That's essentially what she's saying. And I know if she's watching this, I don't know, I ain't that big of a YouTuber, but if she's watching this, for you to bring that up, you're implying it. I know that's not what you're saying, but you're implying it. Hey, man, guess what happened? What? Yeah, this lady was walking down the street yesterday, and she got stabbed, and she got raped, and she got stabbed 47 times. What? Well, you know, I heard that she did smoke crack. The fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that matter? Oh, well, you know, I heard. Oh, wait, you talking about the lady who was on heroin? Yeah, well, you know, she did do a lot of heroin. How the fuck does that warrant getting raped and getting stabbed 87 times? It has no bearing on that. Now, if you were to say, yeah, this lady was walking down the street and she wandered into the train tracks and got hit by a train. What? The train like killed her instantly, like blew her to pieces, and her body literally exploded. What? Yeah. Well, you know, she was known to do heroin. That has a direct correlation as to why she may have died. She was on heroin. She could not have been in control of her faculties. She could have been high, not knowing where she was, not aware of her surroundings, and she could have wandered onto the tracks and gotten killed. Absolutely, you should bring up the fact that she was a heroin addict. Heroin was in her system. You should, because that can contribute to her death. It could have been a contributing factor as to how and why she died. Absolutely bring that up. Motherfucker on the ground, handcuffed, with a knee on his neck. I don't give a fuck if he was doing crack, heroin, speed, blow, coke, meth, fentanyl, Benadryl, whatever the fuck. He could have been doing nuke. Wouldn't have mattered. It had no contributing factor as to why he was actually suffocated for 8 minutes. Because I saw no effects of fentanyl. I saw no effects of methamphetamine while he was laying on the ground apologizing, saying he was sorry and he wasn't going to do it no more. I saw no effects of fentanyl or methamphetamine when he was laying on the ground calling for his mother. As he said, he feel like he gonna die. I saw no effects of the drugs that were in his system that would dictate why it needs to even be brought up. So why are you bringing it up?
Autopsy reports. If you pursue the 911
and we got 192 people watching. Can y'all click that like button, please? Please, 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 please click the thumb. Please click the thumb. Please, please click the thumb.
transcript, you can see the person describing somebody who is out of their mind high, and which is what made the person fearful, because he tried to, use a bill that I guess was a fake bill to purchase something, and then he was outside acting weird, and they, in their police call, said that this person was obviously distorted on drugs.
And that's another thing too. And I can't wait until this video come out. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the fact that it's taking so long for this body cam footage to come out, I guarantee you, mark my words, it's even more damning than the cell phone footage. I promise y'all that. That's why it's taking so long for it to come out. Because if they release that shit now, and I'm telling you why they ain't released it. Because of the shit that's going on in the streets right now, they know it wouldn't do nothing but set off another motherfucking powder keg if niggas see this video. Well, not just niggas, because it ain't just niggas fucking this shit up. It's white folks and Mexicans and Asians that's tearing this shit up too. The niggas are just stupid because the niggas are tearing up their own shit. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I guarantee you, as I thug clap this shit, I'm telling y'all right now, that footage of them body cams, it's even more damning. I promise you that. It's gonna show a struggle, and then it's gonna show that takedown when his ass give up, and then the rest of it is gonna be the same shit we saw. It's just gonna be up close and personal. Mark my words. If that video footage was in any shape, form, or fashion vindicating to them, to those officers, they'd have had that shit out 24 hours from once they got it. It's just like that Laquan McDonald shit. When motherfucking Rahm Emanuel and them punk ass held that video footage up for years. Paid that boy's mama $5 million, and the little boy was a ward of the state. That bitch wasn't even fucking with her son, and she got $5 million, kept her mouth shut, didn't say a goddamn thing, and they held on to that footage as long as they could until the media pressed their ass. And when the shit came out, it was damning. That's why they held on to it. Because had that shit came out before he got elected again, he wouldn't have made it. Rahm Emanuel would not have gotten reelected for that second term had that video footage came out before then. They would have wanted his motherfucking head on a motherfucking spike. On a pike. Is it pike? Yes, a pike.
When he is put into handcuffs and is put against the wall, a baggie of what looks to be like cocaine or it's white. It's a white baggie that he drops onto the floor.
So now she's saying cocaine is involved. So he's on cocaine. He got fentanyl in his system. He got methamphetamine in his system. And now he possibly had a bag of cocaine. So this nigga's just doing every drug possible. That's essentially what she's saying. And not to say plenty of people, let me tell y'all this. As a police officer, plenty of motherfuckers have been hopped up on drugs and then got motherfucking locked up. Shit happens all the time. So don't make it seem like just because you on drugs, you can't get locked up. Don't make it seem like, oh, he's high on crack. It's going to be hard as hell to arrest him. 4 motherfucking police officers? Bullshit. Bullshit. Between 4 police officers and tasers and palm strikes and all that other kind of shit you can use on them, 4 is good enough for one motherfucker. I don't give a fuck how big he was. 6'6", 296. Fine. You grab an arm, you grab a leg, take this motherfucker down, hit him with the taser, zit, zit, zit. We got cuffs on him. So however much of a badass that y'all try to paint George Floyd as being, as much as a strong motherfucker George Floyd is, or you saying he was, as powerful and big and black as he seemed, as him being painted as a towering, massive mountain of a man, motherfucker, 4 of y'all got cuffs on him and had him on his fucking face in a matter of minutes to where he was cuffed. Fine. Once he's cuffed with his hands behind his back, game over, you motherfuckers won. So I don't want to hear shit else about that. And everybody was okay. So the knee on his neck for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, fine. Once a motherfucker's begging you and done pissed himself, fuck you, you trying to murder the dude. You want him to fucking suffer. Well, you got your wish, Derek Chauvin, you son of a bitch.
You can see in an image, if you look up the clip, the media is refusing to circulate it. You can find it on Twitter. If you use DuckDuckGo and look up George Floyd baggie, you can watch the clip yourself with your own eyes. He had drugs on him at the time of his arrest.
So he had drugs on him at the time of his arrest. So that means you should put a knee on his neck and choke him until he dies. Suffocate him until he dies. That's what you're saying. You're bringing that up to say what? And y'all know me. I'm all for talking about the facts and talking about the truth. And just as much as she's harping on this shit that he was maybe on and had in his system, fine. How about you talk about the mentality and the actions of those 4 fucking police officers and Derek Chauvin punk ass? How about you talk about how motherfucking Officer Tao sat there and motherfucking watched this shit and didn't do a goddamn thing? And the other 2 dick bags that sat there and watched the whole shit. How about you talk about that? Call that some good old-fashioned bullshit. How about you do that? Because you're sure as fuck painting this drug picture with a fucking brush like Michelangelo doing the Sistine Chapel. Painting the fuck out this drug picture. I'm just saying.
Now, barring all of that, nobody thinks that he should have died during this arrest. But what I find despicable to be is that everyone is pretending that this man lived a heroic lifestyle when he didn't. And I want to talk about what his lifestyle was.
You don't have to be a hero to live. I don't understand why the fuck she keeps saying that. You don't have to be a hero to fucking live. So if some fuck shit happened to me, my hero status is what comes up. It's like I'm on a video game. Hey, Brian died. Oh, let me go to his settings, go to attributes. See, what's his hero score? Oh, his hero score was only a 38. Oh, 38. Well, shit. You see what happens. 38. Not too much of a hero. You know, he only saved that one kid's life at the swimming pool back in 88. He only saved that one kid, so his score wasn't too high.
Leading up to this moment, and why I refuse to accept the narrative that this person is a martyr or should be lifted up in the Black community, and that we should be buying t-shirts with his name on it. Okay, so here we have, first and foremost, let's start from the bottom of his record. And by the way, I am not saying that if you have a record you don't deserve a second chance. I think people get arrested and some people can serve time in prison, and I believe in second chances, but I do draw the line when it comes to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth chances. 1998, he spent 10 months in prison for theft with a firearm.
And here's my thing. Now she's getting ready to proceed with running down this man's criminal history. And that's why I said, oh, this is some bullshit. So let's go ahead.
That was the first prison stint that I could find on him. In 2002, he spent 8 months in prison for a cocaine offense. In 2004, just 2 years later, he spent another 10 months in prison for a cocaine offense. In 2005, he spent another 10 months in prison for having less than 1 gram of cocaine on him again. In 2007, and this was the biggest instant that I had that made me realize this was a horrible human being that I am not going to pretend was a good person. In 2005, a woman who was pregnant received a knock at the door.
Listen to
and
this.
She went to the door, and the person pretended to be someone that worked for the water department. So she opened her door and quickly realized that the person at her door did not work for the water department and attempted to slam it. At the moment that she was attempting to slam it, a Ford pulled up and another 5 men jumped out of the car.
Hold on, wait, I just peeped this shit in the chat. So JG says, first of all, he's talking about shut up, and I hope your punk ass wasn't talking to me. I hope you may have been arguing with somebody else in the chat, because motherfucker, you came over to my goddamn channel. 2, he says, or she says, I don't know if it's a he or she does have a point. 10 months in jail. Horrible person. So you're telling me, but her life doesn't matter. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know if you meant to type his life, but the point is, the life doesn't matter if you have been to jail. So that means every motherfucker that has been locked up by your logic needs to be taken out into the street, handcuffed with their hands behind their back, and police officers should just put knees on all these motherfuckers' necks until they pass away then. That's essentially what you're saying. No matter what happens, if you break the law, if you go to jail, 10 months, 8 months, 7 months, whatever the fuck happened, whatever reason you went to jail for, once your ass go to jail, then you should come out, get handcuffed, laid on the ground, and someone should put a knee on your neck and suffocate you until your life is over. Now, that's the question I'm asking you, JG. And if you can't fucking articulate it and just gonna come with some bullshit ass fucking hot fucking phrase to say, then I'm gonna motherfucking boot your ass. If that's what stops lawbreakers. Exactly. Stupid ass remark. I knew your motherfucking ass didn't have no fucking valid articulated answer or response. You just saying shit to be saying shit. That's it. That's exactly it. With all that was said, with all that I've said, with all that she said, you just said your response to that question was, if that's what stops lawbreakers. So everybody that breaks the law should die. And I know your punk ass probably got a speeding ticket or something before in your life, so you should actually be dead. Essentially, yes. We should go kill JG. If anyone sees JG, he should die. You're not right. You're wrong. And you know how I know that you know you're not right? Because you couldn't articulate a point. To just say if that's what stops lawbreakers, then you're talking about every damn body who'd never broke the law before in this country. So damn near everybody would be dead. Stupid ass. This is what's wrong with America. Motherfuckers refuse to fucking think for themselves. They just want to say shit. That's it. They just want to say some shit. Then he puts, right, and look, this is what he comes back and says. First Amendment. What the fuck does that mean? First Amendment. Freedom of speech. Yeah, okay, say what you want to say. I never said that you can't say what you're saying. That's freedom of speech. We're not disputing that. We're not disputing that at all. The point was this. What you're saying, you can't support it with any facts. You literally are just making a statement to be making a statement. Which is why I said you're a dumbass. Whatever. Let's do this.
And one of which was George Floyd, came up to the door and they forced their way inside to her home, inside of her home. Mind you, this woman is pregnant. At that point, George Floyd took out a gun and pressed it to her stomach. She was screaming, begging for her life, and he put her inside of her living room and instructed one of his criminal friends that was with him to watch her and to make sure she didn't leave the living room. So he was playing guard while they ransacked her home looking for drugs and money. They did not find drugs. They ended up taking, I believe, her wallet and her cell phone. Fortunately for her, her neighbor observed what was going on and caught the license plate of the people as they pulled off and called 911. And when 911 was able to, they were able to track down the car of which George Floyd was the driver, and they arrested him. And 2 years later, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison for that instance.
Facts. Facts. She's dropping the facts. She's dropping the police report. Now, let me go ahead and further. Let me show you what it is, like how she just basically is stating facts about George Floyd, and what you said made no sense because you just literally said some shit. Let me show you how I'm gonna bring some facts and articulate a point, JG. The police do not have the authority to kill a person because they broke the law. So your statement about saying, well, if that's what stops lawbreakers, then that's what should happen, it's stupid, which is why I said that. The police are not judge nor jury. They are literally there to enforce the law. That means when you do something that is wrong and they can see it and they have proof of it, they are to lock you up and take you to jail to be prosecuted by the prosecutor. The prosecutor will then prosecute you in the court of law, give you your due process, which is also in the fucking Constitution, and then a judge will sentence you based on the crime that you committed and the punishment that he feels or she feels needs to be dealt to you. That's why he shouldn't be dead. Now, that's all facts and that's all law. So you see, I'm not just saying, if that's what stops lawbreakers, then so be it. If that's what he did, then that's what happens. He is a horrible person. A police officer don't get to decide what the fuck happens to you if you are a horrible person. Plain and simple. Neither does a citizen. You are to be judged by a judge or by a group of your fucking peers in a court of law. Not on the street, motherfucker. Not in handcuffs with your hands cuffed behind your back, laying face down. You don't get to be judged and fucking executed on the streets. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's what's so great about this country. The police don't get to decide what the fuck happens to you. No matter how the fuck much you resist, no matter how much you fucking get mad, no matter how much you fucking resist arrest, you fight, you do anything, fine. Until a motherfucker's life is in danger, the police have no authority to take your fucking life. So fuck what you talking about, because what you talking about makes no sense, sir or ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Dab.
Now, you can say the media is portraying it like he was just getting his life together after, being released in 2014.
Sir, if you resist, You can get your ass whooped. You can get your ass beat. You can get stomped, karate chopped, judo kick, judo chop, back brain kick. You can get suplex. You can get fucking karate size, whatever. You don't get to be dead once you got cuffs on. Plain and simple. Resist, no resist, don't matter. You don't get to be dead once you have cuffs on. Sir or ma'am.
Following that incident, he was just getting his life together and moved and was going to start afresh. I'd like to believe all of those things, and
that don't matter. People say that, and I will say this. I hate when motherfuckers say that shit about niggas that down the street. He was just about to start school in September. Oh, he had just got his life back on track. He just had his third son, and he was trying to make something of himself, and they killed him over 2 keys of cocaine. It's terrible. Come on now. Stop it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. When you bout that life, that shit comes with it. Do you want it to happen? No. Should it happen to everybody? No. But the shit happens. One of my dearest childhood friends got killed. Murdered. Cold blood. But he was in the dope game. Now, it's a bunch of speculation. It's a bunch of fuck shit that I believe. I believe his best friend knew about it and he didn't tell him shit and he let him die, let him get killed because he didn't want to go against his daddy. But that's a whole nother story. I ain't going to get off into the details of it. But the fact is, he was a dope dealer. He was in the life. He was about that life. And yes, so I didn't want him to die. I cried like a baby when he did die. But the fact still remains, he was in that life. And that comes with it. Jail, death, shooting, killing, loved ones getting killed, motherfuckers that ain't in the game getting killed. All that shit comes with it when you get into that game. So it was hard for me. It was hard for us to take that loss. But I ain't gonna get on TV talking about he was gonna get his shirt off his back. He was a good dude. Great dude. Made a lot of bad choices. That's it.
there's a gap, and he never got in trouble for 5 years until this incident when the police were called on him again. But you are defying common sense to believe.
Now I'm making sense, and amen. Now what you need to do is retract your statement and say, yeah, you right. I did say some stupid shit. That's what you need to be saying. You need to go and be accountable and hold yourself responsible for the statements that you made. And once you see that they were made in error, then you should atone for them, sir, by clicking the Cash App.
Believe that this person suddenly became an exemplary character, but happened to be
PayPal.
high on fentanyl and methamphetamine, and trying to use a bill, a fake bill, to purchase something. And so, in my opinion, George Floyd was a criminal. He was a criminal. And just because he was a criminal doesn't mean he deserved to die at the...
So then why bring it up? And that's where it was like, boom! You just answered your own question and just made this whole thing suspect because you said that. He was a criminal. Okay. But just because you're a criminal, do that mean you down the street like a fucking animal? No. So why bring it up? And that's why I keep saying it's not about George Floyd. It's about what happened to George Floyd. That's what happened. That's what the problem is. If George Floyd is a criminal and is the worst son of a bitch to walk the face of the earth and needs to be taken off these Minnesota streets immediately, fine. That's why you got handcuffs and that's why you have the law. Lock him up and take him to court. Derek Chauvin had no right to take that man's life. I don't give a fuck what he did. It ain't on you, sir. You don't have that power. Now, if they want to take their George Floyd to jail and they want to lock him up and the law says he can go to the death chamber for trying to pass a fake $20 bill, if that's the law, fine. But it ain't. There is no death penalty for a goddamn fake 20. So fuck all of y'all that's trying to discredit this man and talk about his past. Because no matter what the fuck he's done in the past, he paid his debt. Motherfuckers. That's why he's out. He wasn't an escaped convict. He paid his debt to society. So fuck y'all. And the fact that he had to die because he was trying to pass a fake 20 is bullshit. And you can't convince me any other way. But he was in the game. CJG, now you trying to use my words, motherfucker. That don't matter. The game don't come with death when it comes to counterfeit 20s. Dumbass. Death don't come with fake 20s. Fuck is wrong with you?
Need of a police officer, but it does mean that I am not going to play a part of the broken black culture that always wants to martyr criminals, who wants to pretend they were these upstanding human beings that just wanted to help.
You don't have to be upstanding to live. You don't have to be upstanding to live. Once you are under arrest, that's it. And that's where I don't, and look, let me tell y'all something. Y'all are literally trying to argue a point that is null and void. Once you are under arrest, once the cuffs have been put on and you are literally under arrest. Do you understand that? Once you're under arrest, my job as a law enforcement officer shifts. So I see you commit a crime, or I have knowledge that you've committed a crime. I now have told you that I am placing you under arrest. And when I am in the process of placing you under arrest, if my life or someone else's life comes in jeopardy as a police officer based on the use of force continuum, yes, I do have the authority to take your life. You are 1000% correct in that moment. However, once I have subdued you and officially taken you into police custody, which means click up, you are now in my custody. I have you in my custody. It is now my job to take you to jail to be processed and to be brought before the court. That is it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. You are to be brought before the prosecutor to see if the prosecutor is going to press charges to take you to court, to prosecute you in a court of law. That's my job. My job as a police officer, my authority and my directives, they change going throughout this interaction. See, you motherfuckers don't know the law, and y'all think that y'all could just be judge and jury while sitting at your house watching this shit on YouTube, watching this shit on CNN, and watching these motherfucking tapes on the playback, but you don't know the law. When I get a call, I am going to investigate the possibility of a crime being committed. When I get there and I'm talking to people, I am conducting an investigation. Which is why when police tell you to get back, when the police tell you to back up and you're not involved in the actual situation, they can lock your ass up for fucking with my investigation. You're interfering with an investigation. That is against the law. I can take your punk ass to jail for that. A lot of niggas don't know that because you sit back and say, I can stand here. I can stand here. Yeah, motherfucker, you can stand here, but you can't stand too goddamn close. So that's why police tell your ass to back up, and when you don't listen, then they lock your ass up. If I have police tape, and I put that tape up that says police line do not cross, I have established a crime scene, and I've taped it off. Motherfucker, you can't cross the line. I don't give a fuck what you say. That's what it is. Once I have conducted my investigation, and I have a substantial amount of evidence, probable cause to take this person into custody, to take this motherfucker to jail, then I tell that person that. Place your hands behind your back. You are under arrest. That is the directive. Under my authority that is invested in me, I am now placing you under arrest. Once I get my cuffs on your ass, Cuffs are on. You are now in my custody. What happens next? I'm taking your ass to jail. Plain and simple. It's not my job to wrestle you anymore. It's not my job to punch on you. It's not my job to put my knee on your neck and hold you down for 8 minutes until you die. That's not my job. My job is to get your ass out of there and take your ass to jail. George and the police officer had prior history that I think sparked the initial confrontation. Doesn't make it right. I still don't think the riots are called for either way. That's fine. I don't give a fuck if they had 32 interactions before. A police officer, being a fucking professional and doing his job, is supposed to treat each individual interaction separately. Plain and simple. That's what the fuck you paid for. That's what the fuck your ass is on the job for. Enforce the law. Shut the fuck up and enforce the law. If you not enforcing the law, motherfucker, I ain't got to hear shit from you. Do your job. Your job ain't to put a motherfucking knee on somebody's neck and make them suffocate until they die.
Society that just wanted to reach out and uplift society, and he has a rap sheet that is long, that is dangerous. He was an example of a violent criminal his entire life, okay, up until the very last moment. Now again, I want to be clear, this is not a defense for Derek Chauvin. No one.
Yes, it is, and that's why I'm calling bullshit. You know why I'm calling bullshit? Because this is exactly what a lawyer would do. In a court of law, this is what a lawyer would do. They would talk about his history and his past to do what? To discredit the victim. Plain and simple. So that's exactly what she's doing. She's just doing it in a public court. She's doing it for people to watch this shit. And it's just like how Tommy said earlier today, people are watching this shit that's going to be on the jury. Ain't not a motherfucker in America not seen any of this shit. So yes, you are lawyering for the fucking defense. Whether you want to admit it or not. You're trying to literally talk about this man's history as to say what? This is why he was suffocated to death? There is no comparison. They have no correlation between the two. There's no correlation between his past and how he was and why he was killed. None. He was under arrest. Once you, and this is what we've been taught this as law enforcement officers. Once you got a motherfucker in cuffs, that's it. Now you can laugh, you can joke, yeah, that motherfucker put up a fight, whatever you gonna do. We got his ass. Nigga, you in cuffs. You don't want to get in the car? Fine, I'll hog tie your ass and lay you on your stomach in the back. It don't matter. Once the cuffs are on, game over. The battle has been won.
And that I have spoken to, no one in the news is defending Derek Chauvin. He is getting what he has coming to him. Okay, great. But why are we pretending that this criminal should be upheld as a citizen, as a martyr?
Great question. The reason why, it's not about him being upheld, but it's about him being the example that needs to be upheld. Because this is America, motherfuckers. This is America. And in America, your ass is innocent until proven guilty. Last time I checked. That's why. That's why people should be in the streets. Because here's my thing. If you let this shit ride, now you're giving police officers the authority and the power of judge and jury on the streets. You know how we always say, nigga don't hold court in the streets? Now you telling the police officers that they can. This is why they need to put this motherfucker under the jail. He need to go to the sub jail. That's exactly why this shit needs to be protested against. That's exactly why motherfuckers need to be at this dude's house. That's exactly why motherfuckers need to be at every mayor's office, every politician's office, the judge office. Everybody needs to be in an office. Because that's exactly the right he has as a criminal. That's the right he has as an innocent person. That's a right he has as a person who committed a crime. Do you not understand how this justice system works? You see me commit a crime, motherfucker, you still got to take me to jail. Do you realize that if I shoot a motherfucker at point blank range on the street in front of a cop and I drop my gun and put my hands up, that's it. He got to take my punk ass to jail. And if he does anything other than that, and he takes my life, he should be fucking crucified. Because there needs to be a line drawn. You motherfuckers can't just kill a motherfucker that's in cuffs. And y'all seen me do plenty of videos where I've justified police shootings. Plenty of videos where I said, yeah, that nigga should have died. He should have put his hands up. Yeah, that nigga should have died. He didn't listen to the police. Yeah, the police told him to do this and he didn't do it. He went in his hands. He kept reaching for shit and he should have shot his ass. I'd have shot him. Plenty of times. But this one here, nah, motherfucker. Y'all all wrong. All four of y'all hoe ass niggas is wrong. You had him cuffed. He was subdued. He pissed himself. He called for his mama. He was begging for to be let go. He said he wasn't going to do nothing no more. He wasn't going to resist. He then begged for water. He said he couldn't breathe. He said he felt like he was going to die. And you motherfuckers stayed there and watched. Fuck all y'all. No excuse. When you're in an altercation as a police officer, yes, you're in a fight for your life. Once you have that motherfucker cuffed, once you have that motherfucker subdued, that's it. You don't get to punish after you get a motherfucker arrested. Assholes. And any motherfucker trying to say anything else aside from that, you full of shit. It's bullshit. Once you have a person cuffed, they are in custody. They have been subdued. It's over. That's what the cuffs are for. Handcuffs are to subdue a person. How many people have you seen get their ass kicked with handcuffs on with a dude that's handcuffed behind their back? You don't even see that shit in the fucking movies. Against 4 police officers. Fuck out my face on the internet.
Black America, a martyr for a fake narrative, by the way. Police brutality, racially motivated police brutality is a myth, okay? So
race?
let's get into that. Not only are we using this death, right? Great. But why are we pretending that this criminal should be upheld as a citizen, as a martyr?
He was a citizen. Fuck you mean? He was a citizen. He was a free person, a free man. He paid his debt to society. And see, this just goes to show how motherfuckers can't fucking change their lives. This just goes to prove how a motherfucker will always see your ass as a criminal. A motherfucker like her. Yes, people have fucking tendencies to be repeat offenders. Yes, fucking George Floyd was not a fucking model citizen. Absolutely not. But he didn't deserve fucking death for fucking passing a fake 20. And fuck anybody that says otherwise. Because that's all this shit came down to. And the fact that she's trying to paint a different picture, it lets me know that, yeah, you trying to appease somebody. Because you're going out of your way to besmirch this man. Period. Trying to say, well, I'm not saying that, he deserved to die, but I am saying he was an ain't shit motherfucker. So is it death to all ain't shit people? Really? Seriously? Well, he was smoking cocaine and he was on heroin. He did a lot of drugs. And, yep. Does he deserve to die? After you get him locked up, after you get him cuffed, after you have it, he deserves to die? I'm not saying that she said he deserved it. What I'm saying is she's talking about his criminal past as to say that, well, I kind of understand. He wasn't a hero. He wasn't a martyr. That's not even the point. The fact of the matter is he died for trying to pass a fake 20. The action of him trying to pass a fake 20 led to the interaction and the altercation with the police, which resulted in his death while he was in police custody. So I'm not putting words in her mouth. What I'm saying is that what she's saying, she's implying that what the fuck happened to him made him he's not a martyr, he's not a hero. That's not what's at stake here. That's not what's even debatable here. What we're saying is, regardless of what the fuck he did, what happened to him shouldn't have happened. So his criminal past has nothing to do with what happened to him. And what she's talking about is null and void because she's literally trying to besmirch him so that he looks bad. Period. Skull.
In Black America, a martyr for a fake narrative, by the way. Police brutality, racially motivated police brutality is a myth, okay? So let's get into that. Not only are we using this death, right, and allowing it to cause these riots and protests, pretending this was some upstanding citizen in the Black community who was tackled down and killed for no reason, right? Not only are we allowing it to inspire riots in which Black people are dying, in which actual upstanding Black citizens are dying. Case in point, I'm sure you guys have all now seen David, the sheriff that just was shot and killed because he was trying to protect a pawn shop. Please look him up if you haven't seen it. I'm blanking on his last name. His first name is David, who was shot and killed for trying to protect a pawn shop from looters. An upstanding citizen, an actual head of a police. He was the head of a police his entire life, 77 years old, did everything right.
Here's my thing. How do you know that? Hey, baby. How do you know that? Because based on what she says, let's say if that police sheriff was a dirty cop. If it turns out that police sheriff was a dirty cop or had a checkered past, then, hey, we shouldn't be talking about him either. That's essentially what she's saying. We don't know David Dorn's police history. All we know is that he should not have died where he was trying to do his job. He didn't deserve to die. Plain and simple. But for me to go on live and to do a show saying, well, you know, back in David Dorn was 77 years old, but back in 1972, as a police officer, he apparently struck a man that was in handcuffs. Not saying that he should have died now, but, you know, he was reprimanded for that. He did get suspended on 2 occasions throughout his career. So he wasn't necessarily a model police officer. He wasn't really a great police officer to say that, you know, so yeah. That's essentially what she's saying. Because she don't know who the fuck this dude was. All I know is that he was a cop and he was doing his job and he should not have died doing his job. I don't care if he ever got suspended or if he had the highest arrest record in the goddamn department. He did not deserve to die doing his job, trying to keep people from stealing shit. I wish he had a fucking Gatling gun and could have fucking just laid all them motherfuckers down. Because the assholes that killed him, they were actually trying to break the law. Period. And they killed him because of it. He's dead. So whatever the fuck he's done in his past, whatever kind of career or what kind of life he's had, he didn't deserve to die because somebody wanted a TV. Do you understand that? So the same way that shit works for the police officer is the same way the shit should work for George Floyd. That's what America is about. That's what the judicial system is supposed to be about. That is what you call blind justice. Put the shit on the scale. That's what it's supposed to be. Not, well, let's look back over his last 18 years and let's talk about. Is what he did in his past has any direct correlation to what happened to him in this incident? Well, no. Then shut the fuck up about it. Plain and simple. And David Dorn wasn't killed because of George Floyd. David Dorn was killed because some assholes wanted to fucking loot. These people that's out here, let me say this. All these motherfuckers that's out here that's rioting and looting. That means I'm talking to everybody who's setting some shit on fire, breaking and busting some shit up, or they taking some shit that ain't theirs. All of those motherfuckers, not the protesters, because they should be able to do exactly what they're doing under the law. It's their right to do it. But them motherfucking rioters and them looters, they ain't shit, because they ain't doing shit for George Floyd. They're opportunists. Just like the fucking politicians and the fucking media that's blowing this shit out of proportion. They're taking advantage of a crisis situation. Just like they did with fucking COVID. Same goddamn thing.
Right? So we now have to kill upstanding black citizens because a non-upstanding black citizen, a career black criminal, died. Now, did he deserve to die in that manner? No. I can't say it enough. No, he didn't deserve to die in that manner. But I will be damned if the rest of us upstanding black citizens have to suffer because of this incident that rarely ever happens in America. So here are some numbers.
And here's the point. It shouldn't happen to any human. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Korean, Indian. It shouldn't happen to any citizen. And the fact that it did is the problem. That's it. Everybody's overcomplicating this shit. Plain and simple. The fact that it happened to a human being is the problem. And that's why this justice needs to be harsh and fucking swift. As much as motherfuckers don't want to say it, they need to draw the line in the sand and they need to crucify this motherfucker so it don't happen again. Plain and simple.
For you people that are still believing that police brutality is a real, racially motivated police brutality is a real thing. First and foremost, okay, you have a 25% higher chance as a violent white criminal of dying at the hands of a police officer than you do as a black criminal. Last year, a total of 9 unarmed black men were killed by police officers and 19 white men were killed by police officers. For those of you that aren't good at mathematics, right, you might be thinking, oh, but Candace, white people represent 60% of the population and black people represent just 13% of the population. It doesn't matter what percentage of the population you represent. It matters what percentage of the violent criminal community you represent.
And here's what she's saying in her real condescending, assholish of a voice that she's using. She's right. Her numbers are correct. And she needs to dedicate this segment to or acknowledge a royalty or something of this segment to Tommy. Because that's exactly how she sounds in this whole segment. She's right with her numbers. The thing is that when you see something as overt and blatant as this, all I'm saying is that they need to throw the book at this person to draw the line. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
And unfortunately, black community commits a disproportionate amount of crimes compared to the white community. Let me tell you, 6% of the population, right? Black men, 6% of the population account for 44% of all murders in this country, according to 2018 statistics. That is what you call a gap. And yet white people who represent 60% of the population, we represent 13, black men are 6%, only represent 50% of all the murders, right? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. A 6-point variation in a community where we are extreme minorities. We commit 50% of all violent offenses, evenly split, and we're only 13% of the population, okay? So we have a lot more encounters with police officers. And don't say the police officers are coming around because we're black. I'm talking about violent criminals. I'm talking about murder, 44% of murders, okay? You want to talk about real statistics? The police officers have way more to be fearful of in the black community than the other way around, okay? We commit, on average, a police officer is 18 and a half times more likely to be killed by a black person than the other way around, okay? So this entire narrative is complete smoke and mirrors. It's
facts. She got the hardcore numbers to prove it. Not disputing what you're saying at all in this moment. Facts. I get it. You're right.
all made up. It's just election fodder. It's white versus black because it's an election year, not because black Americans are suffering at the hands of police officers more than white Americans. Do some police officers do the wrong thing? Yes. I don't think there's anybody in the world who has not encountered a police officer and thought this person is an absolute jerk who is power tripping, whether you are black or white. We know they exist. And we know they're always going to exist, by the way, because they're human beings. And sometimes human beings suck. In fact, if you want to attack a community for accidental slayings or brutality, did you know that doctors accidentally kill 250,000 people every year because of mistakes? Did you know that there's been doctors that have been arrested for being serial killers that just were killing people because they wanted to? Do we protest and boycott doctors? Do we assume all doctors are horrible human beings because some doctors are? Or do we realize that society is not perfectible? People suck in every profession. It is no excuse to paint society with a broad brush. It is certainly no excuse.
And she's right. And here's my point again. The fact that what she's saying is right. The statistics are what they are. The numbers are there. The thing is, when you have the blatant evidence of somebody doing that exact same thing, that very thing that is committing to the statistics, you have actual video footage and all of that, then why wouldn't you prosecute this motherfucker to the fullest extent of the law? That's fine. But there's no reason for you to talk about the criminal history of the victim. No reason. No need to whatever, unless you're being a public lawyer to actually sway the public to not fine for the plaintiff. That's the only reason why you're doing it then. Like she said, plenty of police officers make mistakes. Doctors make mistakes. Doctors accidentally kill people all the time. Police officers, they kill people all the time, accidentally. Whatever, we get it. But when a motherfucker does this, what? I could be driving my car, have an accident, and actually I can make a wrong turn, or I could be going too fast, hit a puddle of water, lose control of my car, and kill 5 people. Damn, that's fucked up. Wow, that's a tragedy. Man, I can't believe that happened. He gonna get manslaughter. He was driving reckless. Great. That's what it is. That's what the law says. Fine. However, if I take my same car and I drive into a high school and I ram my car and run over 5 kids and kill them on purpose, then God damn it, you're going to charge me with a harsher crime, with a harsher penalty, because of not necessarily that there were 5 people that died, but the way that those 5 people were died. George Floyd did not accidentally die. He didn't wander into a knee on his neck and suffocated to death. So fuck what you talking about. There is no need for this video. There is no need for this video. No, the giant, I only watched the part where he was cuffed. That's all I watched. There is nothing in the 18-minute version, the 2-hour version, or the 16-hour version of a video that's going to justify a man being suffocated with a knee on his neck and to die at the hands of a police officer who has his suspect in custody and is handcuffed on the ground face down. There is no extra footage that needs to be shown to justify that. And that's what I'm talking about right now. So I can watch the whole video. I can talk about the whole video. That ain't no problem. I can break that down. But there is nothing in that video, the 17-minute version, the 18-minute version, there is nothing in that video that will justify him being murdered the way that he was. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Plain and simple. No way, no how.
To accept a Democrat narrative, okay, that black people are being disproportionately hunted down by police officers because of the color of their skin. You want to know the best way to avoid not being brutalized by a police officer is to limit the amount of encounters you need to have with them, especially when it comes to violent crimes. Okay? I am not going to stand for this continual bottom-feeding narrative of us martyring people that have had 5, 6, 7 stints in prison and then pretending they were upstanding heroes to our community. It's bullshit.
She's doing it again. That is not what we're contesting here. That is not what's at stake. That is not the purpose of this whole thing being talked about, being protested for. It is not about his criminal past. Nobody's trying to make this dude a hero. He is the example. Plain and simple. He is the example. And this ain't the first time that somebody has went to bat for or stood up for a fucking criminal. Because all you motherfuckers got together and got Centoya Brown out of jail. And she cold-blooded killed the motherfucker. So I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that. You cannot blame and you can't say, oh, well, it's because of this. That's why it went down there. I'm not talking about none of the riots. I ain't talking about the looting. I'm talking about the fact that this dude is dead. He shouldn't have been killed. Plain and simple. It don't matter, Giant. Tell me what happens before that video that once he's cuffed, he deserved to die, and then I'll be more than willing to watch it. There is nothing in that video that will justify that. Stop bringing the shit up. It's stupid. I'm talking about an edited video. He was in custody. Now, if he wasn't in custody, case in point of being in custody and not being in custody. Rodney King, 56 fucking blows. Unnecessary? Yes. Excessive? Absolutely. But you know why those motherfuckers got off? Because they was trying to get him under fucking arrest and they couldn't. He kept getting up. He kept trying to get away. He kept on keeping on and was not putting his hands behind his back and letting them lock him up. So that's why they got him off. That's why they got him off. They did not have him handcuffed. There is nothing that's going to justify a man being handcuffed who actually gets a knee on his neck for 8 minutes until he dies. They wouldn't even check for a pulse. That ain't got shit to do with what happened 10 minutes before. So you're literally bringing up a moot point.
It's bullshit. Excuse my language. It's absolute bullshit. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to play pretend. I'm tired of sitting here and being called a coon or an Uncle Tom because I won't play this bottom-feeding game with you. If you want to hang up posters of criminals on your wall and talk about them as your martyrs, do it. Do it. You can do it. Kobe Bryant was my idol, okay? I'll keep a photo of Kobe Bryant. You can keep one of George Floyd and pretend he was an upstanding human being that just once or twice put a gun across a pregnant woman's belly. Could you imagine that woman right now? That black woman, by the way, right? Watching everybody pretend this person was an upstanding human being who just at the age of...
And here's my thing. He was a piece of shit for doing that. And they locked him up and put him in jail for it. He's paid his debt. He committed a crime. He went through the process, went to jail, nobody died, and he did his time for his crime. Does he still deserve to die after that? Y'all tell me.
42 after, and 5 prison stints, was going to get his life together. I mean, it's embarrassing. We are embarrassing in that regard, right? This is why we have a cycle and a toxic culture, because nobody wants to tell the truth in Black America. It's so easy to be a victim. It's so easy to ask white people to bow down and apologize and do all these things for us. It's crap. It's crap. It's a lie. It's a farce.
It's a farce.
Our biggest problem is us, okay? It's why we don't talk about it when Black on Black crime happens. It's why we don't talk about it when 40 Black people are killed in one weekend during Memorial Weekend in Chicago. We don't want to talk about any of that stuff. We don't want to talk about Baltimore. We don't want to talk about New Jersey. We don't talk about any of these places where Black people are being slaughtered by other Blacks, because that would mean that we had to be personally accountable, right? That would mean personal responsibility. We don't do personal responsibility in our community. We don't do it. We blame white people, right? We only point a camera to white people when they do something, even though we do it at a way higher rate to ourselves, right?
Point.
We celebrate our drug dealers. We're the only community, right, that would ever create hashtags to free people from prison because they committed crimes, like free Meek Mill, free this rapper, free this rapper. How hard is it to not spend multiple times in prison? How difficult is that? Is that too hard for us?
I'm with you on that.
Way too high of a mountain for us to scale, to do the right thing, to be upstanding citizens? That is the call to action that I have for Black America with Blexit. Like, why do we keep fulfilling this narrative? What do you think the perception of us, by the way, is on the outside? You ever look at the comments? You ever go into like an anonymous blog and see what people say? Oh, just Black people being Black people. I see those racist comments. Oh, just Black people got to riot. Black people got to be Black people. You know how they are. Oh, just Black people being ignorant. That is the perception. When people get to be anonymous and talk about us, that's what they think about us, right? They think that we are the kind of people that will forever uphold criminals as the martyrs of our society, that we will never take account for the things that we do wrong, right? That we don't have it within us to educate ourselves to get ahead. And that for those of us that actually do it, well, we get called coons, right? You got Condoleezza Rice, she's a coon. Larry Elder, he's a coon. Dr. Ben Carson, brain surgeon, first ever to perform the surgery of splitting twins that are connected by the head. He's a coon, right? What a loser.
Now, what she's talking about and what she's saying is, I get that. Because what she's talking about is saying, hey, this is what the fuck happens, and we do so much more of this shit that shit fucking matters. And that's just, and I've had this discussion several times. Motherfuckers cannot tell me that the motherfuckers that look like me, that are dying at an exponential rate more than anybody else, you can't tell me that shit doesn't matter as much as this shit that just happened to George Floyd. And the fact that niggas are trying to put the goddamn system on trial, put the system on the line, should riot and should loot because of this, and y'all motherfuckers ain't rioting and looting over the 30 and 40, the dozens of niggas that died week in and week out just in one city alone. Fuck you. You're an asshole and you're a dumbass. To try to say that don't matter, that's different. Motherfucker, right is right and wrong is wrong. Plain and simple. If a motherfucker's doing something that's wrong, call the shit out. Ain't no right or wrong time to call that shit out. When it's all about people dying. Fuck the fact that one person died versus 30. Well, this one, see, he was instrumental in his death. Motherfucker, 30 people just died for stupid shit. Because niggas won't call the police. 30 people just died because niggas won't stand up to the fuck niggas that's on their block. 30 people just died because the niggas won't stop the drug dealers from dealing drugs on their block. But one nigga died by the police, we go to war over, when we ain't even going to war over that. We take to the streets and steal shit because of that. You know what? I'm telling y'all right now. I'm about to put this link in here. And all you motherfuckers that got something to say, it better be something fucking valid and it better be some fucking facts behind it to motherfucking discredit what the fuck I'm saying. Motherfuckers getting up in here and just talking bullshit, conversation gonna be real short. Tell you that. The link is in the description box. I just dropped the link right there. Now, put your motherfucking logic and put your thoughts where your fucking mouth is. Don't come on here talking about, oh, I feel. Don't come on here talking about some shit that ain't fucking factual and ain't fucking logical. I don't want to hear that shit tonight. I ain't for the bullshit. You got some real fucking facts. You got some real fucking points to articulate. Have a conversation. We can do that. Plain and simple. But if you get on here and you talking some stupid shit, I'm going to call it the fuck out. I'm calling it the fuck out. You ain't going to talk stupid and try to, oh, well, see, what they said was, what they had did was, see, this is all about, nah, motherfucker, have some fucking real fucking thoughts to articulate. Right, this ain't gonna be like Mr. Craig. This ain't gonna be no smoke, please. Smoke, please. No, this ain't that tonight. God damn it. This is not that. So, motherfuckers, if you got some shit to say, all you motherfuckers that's been typing that fuck shit in the chat, here's your chance. Say what the fuck you gonna say. Come on in the room. So my point is this, and I'm going to give it a few minutes, and motherfuckers don't say shit, great. We can end it on a good night, and I can go play me some Call of Duty and finish up leveling up my MP7 and my AX50 sniper rifle. I got work to do before this goddamn season 4 release. But the thing I don't like about, she came with, and this has been my thing with Candace Owens. She comes with some facts and she talks about some of the things that she has issues with, and I'm all for that. The only thing about it is, nope, I ain't gonna do it. The only thing about it that I have a problem with is that she tipped the scale the wrong way, unjustifiably. There was no reason to talk about what a man's criminal history is based on what happened to him. There is no correlation between the two. There is nothing that George Floyd did in his past that would have dictated and led to him dying the way he died on those streets with those cuffs on, with his hands behind his back. None whatsoever. Bitcoin, click the link and explain what you're saying. The problem is you're watching an edited video. The problem is I'm watching an edited video. Tell me how that's the problem. Click the link and tell me how that's the problem. Because if I'm watching and I'm critiquing a Michael Jordan dunk in the third quarter, and I'm talking about the way he dunked and how he got to the rim, what he did in the first and second quarter and what he did in the fourth quarter has nothing to do with the dunk that I'm critiquing. I am critiquing the man who died once he was in cuffs. What he did before he got cuffed, I ain't disputing it. So what you saying as far as why I need to see this whole video, I don't understand that. Why you saying I gotta see the whole video? You have to explain that to me, because what I'm critiquing is just what I'm talking about, which is the fact that he was cuffed with a knee on his neck for 8 minutes. There is no justification for that. And 10 minutes extra of video is not going to prove otherwise. If I fight with a guy for 20 minutes and I put the cuffs on him finally, and then I take my gun out and execution style shoot him in the back of the head, what happened 12 minutes or 32 minutes before that has no bearing on the actions I did once I had him in custody. If you disagree, again, Joanne and whoever the fuck else is in here, tell me what it is, the problem with me talking about this portion of the video that the other 10 minutes, because if you're saying it's an 18-minute video, we're talking about roughly 8 to 9 minutes of what happened after that I'm missing. That would dictate as to why he died the way that he did. There is no, and again, I can let you know, ain't nobody on the backstage. So I don't understand why people are talking. That's the whole thing. They're talking about saying, well, there's bits and pieces that you're missing. Okay, fine. If they whoop that motherfucker with a goddamn chain, I ain't got no dispute or no problem with that because he wasn't in custody. Once they put the cuffs on him, explain to me why it was okay to keep a knee on his neck for 8 minutes with him laying on the ground, handcuffed, pissing on himself, asking for water, begging for air, and begging for his mama. Click the link and explain that to me, and we can have a conversation. Other than that, you're just trying to justify what a punk-ass police officer did. That's it. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. Because you have judged and you feel as though his life was worthless. That's fine if you feel that way. But motherfucker, that's why you ain't a judge. Motherfucker, that's exactly why you are not in control of the justice system. That's it. That's it. So Bitcoin can say whatever the fuck he's gonna say, and that's what my point was. And that's why I opened up this motherfucking link. Because you literally saying nothing. You're literally saying nothing. You are talking about a point that has no bearing on my commentary. You want me to see 2 hours of what he was doing. See, there's video of him 2 days before he was on the ground. What does that have to do with once he was under arrest? What does that have to do once he's been subdued? Well, what happened 4 weeks before that, see, that's what had what occurred 18 hours prior to that is the reason why you can't tell me that. Bitcoin, you're not going to show me anything that's going to vindicate suffocation by knee on neck. I'm sorry. And if you think you can, click the link. That's all I'm saying. Click the link and tell me and show me. There is no justification for an 8-minute knee on a neck. There is none on a handcuffed man. Period. And the thing is that's why you don't see this happening every day. Most of the time when people die at the hands of the police, what usually happens? They get shot. Why? Because that's quick. It's a series of events that leads to a shooting. Just like the guy in Baltimore who got killed by the police who wound up dead, handcuffed. What the fuck? So, that's my point. That's my point. At the end of the day, when we're talking about what is right and what's wrong, what's the law and what's not the law, that's not the law. An officer can't do that. He ain't allowed to do that. You are not allowed to take a handcuffed man and punish him. You are not allowed to take a handcuffed man and shoot him. You are not allowed to take a handcuffed man and beat him. You are not allowed to do it. And when they catch your ass on camera doing it, they need to put your ass under the jail. Plain and simple. Sorry, brother, you're talking about edited video as in part of fake news. Sorry, brother. What are you saying, Joanne? You see? Do y'all see this? Y'all clearly see that if these people had a valid point, they would show it. That's just like me telling y'all, hey, y'all do know that the sky is the sky is really red. And everybody's seeing it clear as day that it's blue. And then I say, now if you got a problem with what I'm saying, click the link and tell me. And when you could clearly click a link and say, well, look, Brian, I understand why you saying the sky is red, because that's what you believe. That's what you feel. But let me give you some facts, sir. The fact of the matter is the earth is 2/3 water. Is that a fact? Well, yeah. The fact is that the sun reflecting off of that 2/3 of water is the reason why the sky is blue. Do you understand that? Oh, well, that's why I see blue? Yes. So it's not red. No. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I was wrong. And let me move on with my life. I apologize for making these claims of a red sky. Fuck what you say. When I look up at the sky, I see blue. And somebody just explained to me, giving me factual evidence to show me why I'm seeing blue. This motherfucker says space is bigger than Earth, bro. That doesn't explain that. Let me tell y'all something. Loose niggas is a problem. Loose niggas is a problem, and they are a danger to the lives and the livelihood of everyone in the world. This motherfucker said, these niggas. Woo! What does there being more space have to do with the reflection that I'm seeing, which explains why I think that the sky is blue? I don't understand that. Why? Why? Just help me with that. Why would you even say that? The point that I was making was that I'm thinking something. And the fact that I felt a certain way, the fact that I believed a certain thing, if you gave me some facts to support what it is that I've actually seen, why would that not make sense? Why would that not make sense to me? You can explain it to me. Well, you can debate. I didn't say the earth is flat. I didn't say none of that. You see? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that I thought the sky was red. And the motherfucker explained to me why the sky is blue. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing red. I'm actually seeing blue. That's all I'm saying, man. Motherfuckers like, yeah, but the space is the sky is clear, but the space is what is more space than it is Earth. What? The point of the matter is that what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at, because the sky is clear. It's actually just sky. It's open, but what I'm seeing is a reflection of the water. I'm seeing the sun coming back, bouncing off the water, and it's giving me a reflection of what it is that I'm seeing, which is why I perceive it to be blue. That's what I see, regardless of what a motherfucker say about it being clear. The sky is clear. There ain't no color in the sky. What I'm seeing is blue. That's what I'm seeing. And you just explained to me why I'm seeing what it is that I'm seeing. And why can't you just take that? But that just further proves my point. When you're pointing out clear facts, niggas will throw random shit that means nothing into the mix. It's like if I'm baking cookies. I got my butter, I got my vanilla flavoring, I got my flour, I got my sugar, my eggs, and I'm stirring up my batter. I got my vanilla flavoring in there. I'm stirring it up. Got my brown sugar, my white sugar, my flour in there. And I'm getting ready to add my chocolate chips to it. Why the fuck would you come to me talking about, but see, hot sauce is a seasoning too? That's what you niggas are doing tonight. See, you didn't see where the wheat was sifted that made the flour. Motherfucker, I'm not talking about how flour is made. I'm using the flour in this moment to make cookies. That's exactly what y'all doing. Y'all are well, see, you gotta go back and see how the sugar was made. Was this sugar cane made by hand, or is this raw sugar? That's what y'all doing. Well, the eggs, see, now were these organic eggs, farm-raised eggs, or cage-free? What difference does it make? I'm making cookies, sir. My show is about cookies. I gives a fuck about where the goddamn flour came from. I give a damn whether this sugar was milled at Queen Sugar Mill or not down in New Orleans. I don't care, because anything that you're telling me about where these ingredients came from, whether they're bad or good, has nothing to do with the matter at hand of me baking cookies. That's what I said. That explains the abrasion on your palm. That's it. No matter what y'all say about this 18-minute video, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is that once that dude was put into cuffs and was laying on the ground, even once you had your knee on his neck, because you never once heard me say he should have never put his knee on his neck. Nope. That's part of actually subduing a nigga. And once you got your knee on his neck and you get the cuffs on, then you get off of his neck. You don't sit on it for 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. It's no need, no point. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've been saying. So, to every other asshole that's trying to make a valid point about saying, well, you gotta see what happened 2 days before. Well, you need to watch and see what happened 18 minutes before. 18 minutes before this shit happened, before he got cuffed, George Floyd could have been Floyd Mayweather whooping the cowboy shit out of every last one of them police officers. And he could have knocked all of them out once, could have did a judo chop and cut their car in half. Fine. Once you get the cuffs on them, it's over. You don't get to suffocate him. You don't get to keep the knee on his neck until he doesn't breathe anymore. Plain and simple. Click that like button while y'all watching. And click the donate button too. That's all I'm saying. So, we coming right up on 2 hours. Ain't not damn motherfucker click that link like I knew. But I still had to put it out there for the motherfuckers that's going to come back and comment on this shit. And for the Joanne Kowalczyk-Sikis and the Bitcoins and the No Loins and the 2 Chains and the 2 Coins and everybody else that's going to come with some evidence that is not pertinent to the critique of what happened to this man once he was subdued. That's why I did it. If there's anybody that's watching this now and would like to, potentially have a disagreement or debate this particular issue with some facts, with some logic, and with some articulating comments or statements, I'd be more than willing to have a conversation. More than willing. But let's see if Bitcoin, JG, and Joanne, let's see if they all donate though, since they've caused quite a ruckus tonight. Let's go ahead and read this PayPal, and then we're going to read the Cash App, and your boy's going to get on up out of here and go work on these guns for at least 30 minutes or so. Let's do this. Log in. All right. It's going to be all right. Okay, so coming up on the Young PayPal Easy. All right, let's see here. I think this was a donation after the fact. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Marcus Stigpen. Hit your boy off with $20. That's what's up. Thank you. He says, thank you, bro. Keep speaking facts. I'm trying, man. I swear I'm trying. I'm trying. Also, $20 from Selena Patrick. Thank you so much. I appreciate your donation. Michelle Glass, hit your boy off with $3. That's what's up. Thank you for your donation. DeMar Banks, hit your boy with $10. That's what's up. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Let me give a shout out on the Cash App side of the game. I appreciate you guys taking that time and making that sacrifice to hit your boy up. I appreciate it. I sure do. Yes, I do. All right. We got my man Leighton Trepp. Hit your boy off with $25. He says for Skinny Steel. That's what's up. Hit your boy up yesterday with it. That's what's up. Thank you so much. And also to Nelson Kemp. Hit your boy off with $5 as well. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. My man Troy Sherman always donating. Thank you, sir. Hit your boy off with $1. That's what's up. And CP Diva, Chrisandra Meadows, hit your boy off with $2 as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate your donation. Angry Man 4, hit your boy off with $2 as well. Took the $2 challenge. That's what's up. Let's see. Popovist, hit your boy off with $20. That's what's up. For I don't always agree with you. I don't always agree, but you keep it real enough. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to make everybody agree with me. I'm not saying you got to believe what I believe. I'm not saying that. All I'm doing is just pointing out the facts of what it is. That's it. And I'm just giving my opinion and my commentary based and rooted in facts. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Thank you, though. Appreciate the $20, my man. And then also Quintina Mays. Hit your boy off with $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, hold up. Somebody else just hit me up. Oh, that's on PayPal. Let's see here. Where is that at? Yep. Let me make sure because I don't want to read the wrong name. Okay. My man Kwesi Jordan. Kwesi Jordan hit your boy off with $5 as well. Thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate it. This has been a good show. I'm glad I was able to get this off my chest. Like I said, this definitely rubbed your boy the wrong way. It just really did. This is one of those things where I just didn't like the way Candace did it, because it was besmirching this dude. And the fact that he does have a record, it's gonna come out in court. The fact that he's done some fuck shit in his life, you're absolutely right. But his character is not what's on trial. The type of person he was is not what's on trial here, because none of that had anything to do with his death. This is not about that. This is about saying, hey, this man was supposed to have his day in court, and because 4 ain't shit police officers decided to do otherwise, he didn't get it. Regardless of his criminal past, he should have still gotten his day in court. And if they'll take it away from him, eventually they'll take it away from you. Eventually they'll try to take it away from me and anybody else. When you let power go around being unchallenged and unchecked, that's where everybody's freedom is in jeopardy. Everybody's freedom is in jeopardy. The law is the law, because without the law, there is chaos. That man broke the law for trying to pass a fake 20. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he was resisting arrest. Fine. He resisted and resisted and resisted. 4 police officers got him subdued and cuffed. He should not have been murdered once he was handcuffed. Plain and simple. And the fact that he is dead because of it, all 4 of them officers need to pay for it. that's all I have to say about that. I want to thank everybody for clicking the like. I want to thank everybody for watching the show tonight. We got up to over 300 something people watching. That's what's up. I appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me tonight, and I appreciate that, as Jay-Z would say. You guys have a great night. Hey, feel free to click that donate button, to click that like button, and to drop your comments. And if you comment, please let it be a complete thought. Please let it be an articulated point instead of just saying something to say something. Please, y'all. Y'all don't know how much I just shake my head. DJ Matt 121 hit your boy with $49.99. Thank you, sir, with the super chat. Next time, drop it in the Cash App or the PayPal. I want to give YouTube this 30%. Man, but I appreciate you. But all I'm saying is that when I read these comments, y'all, let them actually say something. If you want to tell me to go fuck myself, I ain't shit, or whatever, say it and say why. Don't just say, yeah, this is foul. Who is this guy? What? I'm just saying. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. Shout out to everybody that stopped by. I love y'all, and I appreciate everybody that came through and contributed something to the conversation. And I hope that in the future, we will just make better choices as people. I hope that we will learn that, hey, it's not just about a person dying because of this person of another color, this person of another profession. We should be concerned about every single person that dies, especially when they look like us. Whatever you see in the mirror, whether you black, whether you Asian, whether you Hispanic, whether you white, it don't matter. When your own are suffering at a high rate, when your own are dying at an astronomical rate, you should be concerned about every last one of them. Not just the ones that's killed by another race. Because like she said, it's been a total of 9 that done died at the hands of the police. We've had more than that, 2 times as much as that happen in a weekend in one city. So fuck what you heard. It's bigger than just one person dying at the hands of a cop for us. Now for you other people, y'all ain't got our problems. Because when you compare 9 compared to 19 for white people, that pales in comparison when you're talking about the numbers and the population of black people versus white people. So we should be concerned and upset and want to challenge the system, want to put the system on trial for a Breonna Taylor, for a George Floyd, for Tamir Rice, for all of them, but also Willie and them, also Quavon, also Martellus, also Draquan, also Doohickey, whatever the fuck their names are. Every last one of them we should be just as concerned about. Because if you let everybody steal from you and then get mad when somebody you don't know comes steal from you, you're a dumbass. Well, I don't know you. What you stealing? Well, man, I'm just falling in line with everybody else. It ain't about that. It ain't about that. It ain't about that, though. No, it actually is. It actually is. You should care enough about everybody to where when you have people dying inhumane deaths, when you have people dying violent deaths at a consistently high rate, it should be a problem. And especially when they look like you should even take it more serious. And that's all I have to say about that. Y'all have a good night. I love y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. It's been real. Y'all, you know what? I think I probably will do a show tomorrow. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah. I think I will. All right, you guys take it easy. As you can clearly see, nobody showed D-fuck up, so I'm going to end this young StreamYards. And until next time, peace, and I'm out. Hey, here I is. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.